cell phone. The accuracy is better in full Euro. And remote, let's see. It was detecting earlier. Okay. Fine. Cup, is it able to detect the cup? Yeah, see, full Euro is much better than Tiny-Yolo. Is it able to detect the knife? I don't. Okay, so full Euro is much better than Tiny-Yolo. See, was able to detect the knife.
Hello everyone. So today I received the Nvidia Jetson Nano developer kit. I've ordered it directly from the Nvidia website. It's a very interesting piece of hardware, and it contains Maxwell GPU with 128 cores, GPU cores. This is the schematics on the back of the specifications, and this is how it looks here, all the sides. So what's inside? Oh, it seems that's only the board is inside. Fine, so I'll go ahead and remove tape. I think I need a knife. I'll just pause it here. Okay, so what's mostly interesting about this board is how well it can perform prediction on models. So I've read in the benchmarks that it is faster than the Raspberry Pi 3 by 60 times, and in fact I have a Raspberry Pi 2, so maybe I'll try to run some prediction on some images and compare it against the Raspberry Pi 2 that I have. So the board comes wrapped in plastic, and there is a manual also, and I think, what is that? Some carton that you can use to use it as a case for the board. That's funny. So how will it work? Like that? Yeah. Okay, and then this way. 1, 2. That's it. Just put the third step is just to put the board on top. Oh man, that's how can they consider this as a case? So I'll just put it back in the box. Most probably I'll 3D print some case for it. Okay. Next, oh, I think I did a mistake. So this case, so just that it would be more stable, you just open this and open it like that, open the bottom part. But still, it's ridiculous. What is this case, man? I can't really use it, man. Okay. Now to the board. Okay, observe precautions for handling. Okay, fine. I'm handling it by bare hands. I'm sorry. Okay, this is the board. It looks really premium. It's amazing. How is it from the back? From the front? I think these are the GPIO pins. Maybe this is I2C. I'll look at the details. No, I think this is the connector for the camera. And I think single board computer is connected on the top like that. It has a large heatsink, and you can maybe install a fan on it. So here are the ports. USB. It's not micro USB, not Type C, and I think gigabit Ethernet for USB 3, HDMI, and I think this is a display port. It's not SATA. Last is the higher wattage power input. Okay, so I think the USB can only deliver 5 volt 2 amps. Okay, 5 volt 2 amps, so it's 10 watts only, and the other power input is 5 volt 4 amps, so 20 watts, so that it can deliver the full power and performance. I'll go for this one. I just want to see how much potential I can get out of this board. Funny thing on the board is, why is it written in the board USB-C while it is actually a micro USB? Or maybe it's just like 2 options and then they figured out, I'll go for the cheaper option. So definitely doesn't have a USB-C. It's only micro USB. Back, and I found the power supply. I found one 5 volt 5 amp, and it's a good branded one, Delta. I think the same ones are used in Dell laptops. I remember I had a Dell laptop that had a Delta power supply that came out with it. So this is 5 volt 5 amps, and it's a barrel jack type. I think it can connect directly. So it was a little bit hard to find for those who are living in the UAE. I found it in the Sharjah Rola area. There is one Rola mall. Around that area there are some electronic shops which has these two type of adapters, and I'm not advertising or anything, but maybe you go to this shop, you'll find he has a lot of power supplies actually. But I forgot to look for a jumper pin connector, so I actually want to connect these 2 pins so that I can disable here it says add a jumper to disable USB power, so I have to add it here. Okay. Unfortunately I don't have any, and I forgot to ask that shop, and I tried to go for maybe around 5-6 shops. I didn't find any, so solution, I'll just use one of these female to female jumper wires. I have a mix of them, so there are some female to female. I'll just take out one of them. I'll take out this one. Is this female to female? Yeah. So I took out this jumper wire, just connect it like that. Maybe I'll shorten it later on. Okay, so here it's connected, and just I have to connect the barrel jack power supply. So I've connected the Jetson Nano to the TV, so let's see how it turns on. That's strange. I'll try again. So it didn't actually work with me, I don't know why. So I'll just disconnect the power jack and remove the jumper cable, and I'll just connect it with the normal micro USB. Let's see how it goes. And it doesn't even turn on. Maybe the micro SD is mandatory to be connected so that it can turn on. Let me see that. As per the user manual, it says to connect the micro SD card before trying anything, so I'll try that then.
So it seems I have to follow the steps from the quick start guide. Interesting thing, it says there is no wireless networking adapter. I didn't know that actually. Let's see. So I have to write the image to the micro SD card. So I'm trying to empty up one 32 gig micro SD card that I have, and then I will flash the Jetson Nano image to it. And go to SD card formatter. Anyone using a Raspberry Pi is familiar to these applications. So I think this is called Panasonic SD card formatter. Maybe just if you look it up, SD card formatter. Yeah, from the SD Association. Yeah, this is the one. So this is the one. Let's do a quick format. Okay, I'm done. Unfortunately, oh my god, skip. Okay, resume. Please, please, please. Yes, done. Okay, so this is the image. Okay, so extraction is complete. So I'll just select the image. Where is it? It's Nano. It's quite new, 18th March. Okay, and flash. Yes. Okay. Okay, so estimated time is around 6 to 8 minutes. Fine. Great, so the image completed writing. Don't know why it says this. Maybe because it got remounted. So we have to just press cancel for all of those. Yeah, cancel. Okay, fine. How many partitions it creates? So many partitions are there. Okay, so this is the drive. Oh my god, so many partitions. Okay, so I'll just eject it and start connecting to Jetson Nano. Okay, so let's connect the micro SD card, and let's see. I just connected the keyboard and mouse, so it won't complain about that. Just to follow the instructions. Okay, and let's connect the micro SD. It's the push type, so it's connected. It's a little bit hidden here. Let's see now. The most important question: will it boot after I flash the SD card? Let's just put the focus to the TV. And let's see, will it boot or not? So just because of the SD card, it didn't boot earlier. Interesting. So let's see, license agreement, yada yada, accept, continue, English.
English. Where are you? Okay, I'm here, UAE. Oh, Dubai, fine. Your name, fine. Okay. Is there a password? Okay, I think I'll just pause it here for it to log on automatically. Next. Still it's installing something. I thought it's all pre-installed, but it's doing all of that now. It's good. Anything else? I think it's done now. So let's reboot it again. Oh, that's great, but it just turned off. I think because the power is not enough. So I think the 20 amp power supply is very important. It didn't complete booting with the normal USB charger. So I was using the original Samsung fast charger. It supports QC2 with a micro USB cable, but that seemed it wasn't enough for it. Okay, so now I'll put it up. So first thing I'll do, I'll just enable desktop sharing and I'll check, does it have any Wi-Fi? It doesn't have any Wi-Fi. I can even connect it with a wired Ethernet. Not a problem for me, but just I don't want to go through the hassle, so I'll just connect it with the USB dongle. So what's new? Forget it. I'll just enable desktop sharing. This is the most important thing to do. And I need to go to some advanced settings and disable encryption so that I can connect with a normal VNC viewer. First, let's just enable the desktop sharing. Does it have any for info? Does it have any system information? Like, can I view the configuration of the PC? So I'll zoom in a bit. Okay, so it has 4GB RAM, ARM processor, Nvidia Tegra X1 GPU, and 30GB SD card that I have installed. That's good. So it didn't start up the desktop sharing. So actually screen sharing has an issue. I have to install Vino in the Ubuntu that came with the Jetson Nano so that I could resolve it. I'll post the link for this forum post.
So back to the screencast. Actually, a good thing to do is just to go to startup applications and add this entry just after you enable the Vino server, the desktop sharing, because it doesn't work the out-of-the-box feature of Ubuntu itself in this compiled version of Ubuntu. It doesn't work, so you add it manually here so that it starts up every time you restart Ubuntu.
So this is how I connected the Raspberry Pi camera to the Jetson Nano. You can see the blue ribbons outside. Actually, the connectors should be facing the heatsink. Okay, the connectors, from the ribbon cable, the connectors should be facing the heatsink. And this is the camera. This is the output of the camera. I took this test code from Jetson Hacks, thanks to him. So one thing, I just have to remove this, peel off this sticker. So the quality of the picture is so much better than before now. Way better. Okay, strange thing is, when I was connecting remotely, this video stream was not working. Only when I connected directly to the TV, then it worked. So I'll try that again through the screencast. Hopefully it'll work. Next, I'm gonna try to turn on YOLO, to test YOLO on the Raspberry Pi on Jetson Nano and the Raspberry Pi camera. So I'll test two models. I'll test the full-fledged YOLO and Tiny-Yolo.
So next I'll install YOLO. So first you clone it from the repository. So open terminal and clone it and cd into that folder. Okay, now we'll just edit some configuration of the make file. Enable GPU, enable CUDA, and enable OpenCV. Comes by default with compiled inside the pre-built OS of Jetson Nano, Ubuntu OS. So let's make now. It won't take a long time. I'll get back when it's done. Okay, so when I tried to make the darknet, I faced an issue. You will also face it. Let me show you the. Okay, so you will face this issue that nvcc is not found. So that's because it's not added to the path. So here, just copy these two. I'll provide the link in the description. Okay, now nvcc is in the path file. Let's make it again. Now it should be compiling without any issues. Okay, I'll let it continue and I'll get back to you. So now it has been compiled successfully. So next you need to download the weights for YOLO. Let's open YOLO. Download the weights file. Also you'll need the weights for Tiny-Yolo. We'll test both. So we'll download that also after YOLO download is done. Okay. Tiny-Yolo, the full YOLO model download is done. Now also download Tiny-Yolo model. And you also need to change the configuration file for full YOLO, because full YOLO as is will not run in Jetson Nano. Um, you'll have to change subdivisions to 1, batch to 1, width to 220. This is the best value I found for Jetson Nano, 220, and height also to 220. Save the file, and let's first run the Tiny-Yolo, which will not require any modification. So it was hard to figure out this code. Tried to figure it out from different Nvidia forums, and basically I'll post the link for this repository on GitHub in the YouTube video description. So basically you'll need to build the pipeline for GStreamer to be able to access the video stream from the CSI camera of Nvidia Jetson Nano, and pass that pipeline to YOLO, to the detector code. So this is the full command. Just copy it and you can just paste it and run it. So the resolution here is 1280 by 720. I have to CD into darknet. That means I did not copy YOLO to the verification. So let me take these weight files and cut and paste them inside darknet. Okay. Now let's run the Tiny-Yolo first. Let's change the weights to tiny and the configuration to tiny. So weights file, okay, CFG, just change to tiny dash tiny, and weights to dash tiny, and run the okay, or again to CD into darknet, run the command. Won't take much time to complete. Okay, so let's see the speed here. I'll keep the FPS. Keep in mind that I have VNC running at the same time, so it takes a little bit of the CPU performance, but I think this is totally dependent on GPU. I was able earlier to reach to 10 frames per second, but this is also fine. So you can see it can identify, it's Tiny-Yolo, so don't expect much accuracy out of it. So it can detect cell phone, remote. I don't know if it can detect a knife. Can it? I don't think so. Let's see, cup. Cannot detect the cup. There is a cup here. So don't expect much of Tiny-Yolo. It won't be that accurate. So we'll try the full YOLO and see how much better it can run. So I'll just stop it here and I'll try the full YOLO. Is there enough memory? I hope so, because I'm running VNC. Maybe if I close gedit just to free up some memory. YOLO is very heavy to run, but here it's running fine. So let's 4 FPS. This is what I was able to achieve earlier. It's running also on 4 FPS. So let's try cell phone. The accuracy is better in full YOLO. And remote. Let's see. It was detecting earlier. Okay. cup. Is it able to detect the cup? Yeah, see, full YOLO is much better than Tiny-Yolo. Is it able to detect the knife? Uh, I don't. Okay, so full YOLO is much better than Tiny-Yolo. See, was able to detect the knife. So this is the full YOLO and Tiny-Yolo demonstration on Nvidia Jetson Nano. Hope you like it, and let me know next time what you need me to post about Jetson Nano. Thank you for watching this video.